Hello and welcome to Hollywood Guns. I'm your host Wilson. On this channel I exclusively feature firearms from my personal collection that appeared in your favorite movies and TV shows of the late 20th century. If I asked you which Christmas movie made the Beretta 92 series an icon, please state out loud for the other people in the room which movie I'm talking about. Nope, sorry, you're wrong. You're getting old and your memory is failing. It's not Die Hard. Stick around while I cover the movie from exactly 1 year earlier in 1987, which took Mel Gibson's indie movie career to the top of the Hollywood billboards. Not only can I argue that Lethal Weapon was the breakout Hollywood blockbuster for the Beretta 92, but I'll also show you that it was a Christmas movie before, and perhaps better, than Die Hard. And if that's not enough, wait till I share with you the piece of gun trivia that links these two movies together. So, break out the popcorn, because after Lethal Weapon, the Beretta 92 became ubiquitous as the good guy, go-to sidearm of the silver screen.
Jingle bells chime in Jingle Bell time, dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away.
This badge ain't real, and you ain't real.
Oh, you sure are a crazy son of a bitch.
You think I'm crazy?
Yeah.
Are you calling me crazy? You think I'm crazy?
Yeah.
You want to see crazy? I'll tell you.
Now, that's a real badge. I'm a real cop, and this is a real fucking gun.
Okay, pal.
Hey, nose is in the dirt, asshole.
Where's your buddy?
Oh, perfect. Gun! Run!
Raj, meet your new partner.
I'm too old for this shit.
And here's the one from my collection, in its sporting its original manufacturer's box from Gardone in Italy. Now I wrestled with this choice because it's not exactly the model featured in the movies, but to my eye it's the most beautiful and stylish one. It also happens to be the least common Beretta 92 series as far as I know, and perhaps the most desirable model, because judging by the catalogues, which I'll get to in a moment, this was only offered for sale in the USA for 3 years, from 1982 to 1985. And in Lethal Weapon, they actually used the 92F, which very quickly became the 92FS. I'm going to explain the differences in a few minutes. And all subsequent movies to feature a black 92 had Beretta's Bruneton or Bruneton finish on it. And whilst this finish is supposed to be harder wearing against corrosion, the one thing I can tell you for sure is it's certainly lower cost. Because when Beretta launched the Model 92 in 1976, all the way through to 1985, Beretta made the 92 series in this gorgeous blued steel on the slide. So just take a look at that whilst I do a safety check for you. And we are clear. So hopefully you can see that. It's a beautiful black, blue, silver bar down the slide on the firearm. Absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, I showed you this on some of my other videos. One of the things I'd like to do as a firearms collector, in addition to collecting the firearms, is I like to get hold of the original vintage accoutrements. And I source these primarily on eBay. So over the years, I've picked up a number of Beretta catalogs, mainly from the 1980s. I think that's probably the decade that interests me the most from a firearms perspective. So I've got the 1981 catalog and some of the price lists of their accessories. Here I have the 1985 catalog showing their model range. Here is the SB Compact and the 92 SB there. One of the things that came with the 1982 catalog, here's the 1982 catalog, I'll get to just the price list in a second. But at the time, you can see the 92 SB when it was introduced in 1982. At the same time, they were still selling through their inventory, I guess, of the 92S. I'll explain the differences in just a second, but something that I thought was pretty cool was I obtained the price list as well when I purchased this. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it under the camera here, but the price of a Beretta 92 back in 1982, 92 SB, was $600. That was the retail price back in 1982. You know, that's 44 years ago. I did a quick calculation to adjust that price for inflation today. That meant that at that time, the MSRP for the Beretta 92 was just over $2,000. I'm guessing they didn't sell a lot of them at that particular time. And the other thing I noticed, which was pretty interesting, is that today in 2024, the MSRP for the base model Beretta 92 FS, which is very similar to this, but just not with such a nice finish on the slide, in my opinion, is $699. So Beretta 92s have come down considerably in price over the last 42 years.
Boom, still alive. Now we question him. You know why we question him? Because I got him in the leg. I didn't shoot him full of holes to try to jump off a building with him.
That's no fair. The building guy lived.
Now, whatever. The point being, no killing.
No killing, right.
Yeah, right. Piece of cake. Now I'm happy. Just read him his right, and I'll stand over here being happy.
He's got a gun!
Oops. You ever met anybody you didn't kill?
Well, I haven't killed you yet.
Well, don't do me no favors.
You worry.
So let me give you a quick history of the Beretta 92 from what I managed to piece together from those great old catalogs that I found and from information on the internet. Just before I begin, you're probably wondering, I put another one in the shot to keep my 92 company. If you're eagle-eyed, you probably noticed this one actually isn't a 92. This is the Model 96 Inox and is exactly the same as I can tell in all dimensions. The only difference being that this fires the 40 Smith & Wesson caliber cartridge and not the 9mm that the 92 uses. So anyway, the 92, the original 92 was launched in 1976 and ran through until 1982. The main features were the blued finish, a rounded trigger guard, a frame-mounted safety, didn't have a decocker, and a European-style heel magazine release, which was down there. Now, I've never seen an original Beretta 92, never found one online, at any gun stores, any gun shows. So if you have one, please let me know in the comments and post a picture if possible. That's probably, that would be pretty unique, pretty rare to see. And in 1978 through to 1984, the Beretta 92S was available. Those I have seen for sale a number of times. I nearly purchased one, but couldn't quite agree on the price. It was exactly the same as the original 92 series, but the safety lever had moved from the frame to the slide, and a decocker function was added. Obviously, this is not cocked. 1982 to 1985, this model was launched, the Beretta 92 SB. This was built specifically for the US Air Force trials, which it actually won, but as the rest of the US forces adopted the F/FS, the Air Force went with that model too, probably for, cost and manufacturing efficiency, I suspect. Unfortunately, this was the last of the blue models, and the only notable law enforcement agency that I uncovered that adopted this was the Connecticut State Police, which is pretty cool. So it's actually SAW service in the US. But if you were in the Air Force, I'm afraid you got cheated out of one of the best looking pistols of all time. But I understand why they did it. So anyway, 3-dot sights were added, although this one, it doesn't have the 2 dots on the rear of the sight like my 96 has, which you should be able to see for comparison there. But it does have, the front sight dot at the front there. So really nice clear sight picture on both of these models. And then the heel magazine release was changed for this, kind of traditional position that American shooters like, which I suspect probably came from the 1911. And the SB model got its name SB from the Italians' word sicurezza blocco, which means safety block. Yeah, that was that until 1984 when the Beretta 92F was launched. And as you may have guessed, the blued finish was gone forever. But essentially the specifications between the 92F and the 92SB were exactly the same, but for that, a black painted slide. And then at some date after 1988, I don't have any more catalogs post that, so I'm not entirely sure, the FS emerged, and that is the model which is manufactured to present day. The only specification change between the SB and the F model to the FS is an enlarged hammer pin to stop the slide flying backwards into the shooter's face. And this was something that the military discovered after deploying the M9 model to troops. Apparently some small batches of overpowered +P+ ammunition caused some of the guns to RUD, which obviously means rapid unscheduled disassembly. One of the things I like to discuss in my videos is the accuracy of the firearms portrayal in the movie versus what we would expect to see in real life. And I judged that on 3 different categories. The first being, did the movie correctly use the firearm's actual capacity? Did the actor reload appropriately, or did they just give the gun unlimited ammunition? And to begin this off, I'm just going to play you one of the scenes where the actors actually told us all we needed to know about the Beretta 92's capacity. And so let me play that right now for you.
That's some serious shit you carry.
Be my guest.
9mm Beretta, takes 15 in the mag, 1 up the pipe, wide ejection port, no feed jams.
What you got in there?
4-inch snip.
6-shooter, huh? A lot of old-timers carry those.
So at the time, very clearly 15-round capacity, 1 in the pipe. But nowadays, of course, you can buy 17-round magazines from many companies, including Metgar. So, did they use those shots? And in the movie, I tried to count all the different scenes where Mel Gibson or Detective Riggs deployed the Beretta 92. But the action comes so thick and fast that it's really hard to keep score. But it seems pretty accurate enough. I did note in a couple of the forums online that some keen-eyed viewers noted that there's one scene where Detective Martin Riggs fires off 19 shots, but I'm not quite sure which particular scene that was. Obviously to me, that clifftop scene, mag dump into Gary Luce's helicopter, is just an absolute glorious piece of cinematic filmmaking that's been incredibly burned into my teenage brain. I'm pretty sure that he used the right number of bullets. Maybe you can watch the movie and count and let me know for certain, but to my eyes, pretty much perfect. So score B+.
I want to know how
I've
long
got
you've
another
been into
daughter.
this.
You
I
people
want
can't
all the
protect her. I am
information
in
you
this
can give
too
me.
deep, Roger.
Heroin. You got off easy, son of a bitch. Through?
I haven't even started.
Second category is the capacity of the caliber used in the movie. Did the bullet have the right impact? And, segueing again straight to that scene of the portrayal of their helicopter with Mel Gibson mag dumping, yeah, there was pretty much little chance that a 9mm round was going to take down a helicopter, despite all the willing and wishing of audience members like myself. So I guess the movie was pretty accurate. And in the final scene, Mr. Joshua, played by Gary Busey, was ventilated with a 9mm round, as well as a .357 Magnum for good measure. And he ended up as you would expect. So all told, A rating. And the third category, the accuracy of the actor. could the actor reasonably make the shots that he took? Well, I guess we're going to have to address the gun scene. So let me put that up for you right now, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
White, please pick up line 3. Officer White, pick up line
Watch carefully.
Ceasefire on number 7, number 8. Weapons in safe position. Downrange target.
Hey, look at that, will you? Not bad for an old man.
Okay, step aside, old man.
Lieutenant Evans, report to the range commander. Lieutenant Evans, report to the range commander. Sergeant Dennis, call your watch captain. Sergeant Dennis, call your watch captain, please.
Have a nice day.
All right, so what did we learn? We learned that Detective Martin Riggs can shoot a smiley face at 25 yards. I don't know if you've ever tried that. I'm not prepared to say anything bad about this movie, so my bias prevails and I score a B. Well, maybe, I'll tell you what, I'll make it a C. A C for could happen. Overall rating for firearms accuracy in the movie, solid B+. Let's return to your failing memory, because the very next blockbuster movie that the Beretta 92F starred in was, of course, Die Hard. And in a fortunate stroke of serendipity, the same live-firing prop weapon that Mel Gibson used in Lethal Weapon was reissued to Bruce Willis 1 year later. Yeah, you heard that right. The exact same gun and serial number. Unlike Lethal Weapon though, now the 92F was super famous, and it made it as the co-star onto the Die Hard movie poster, something which Hollywood rectified later in Lethal Weapon franchise for numbers 2 and 3. And since then, the Beretta 92 has notched up over 500 movie and TV credits and counting. In researching this video, it became clear that it is most often portrayed as a police or military sidearm, and of course that makes sense. The LAPD famously adopted it, and it was nearly all branches of the US military's sidearm from the 1980s until just the last couple of years. That's a 40-year service length, second only to the 1911. Blockbuster credits included all the diehards, all the lethal weapons, the T-1000 LAPD officer played by Robert Patrick in Terminator 2, and many, many more. One of my favorites was the starring role in one of the most underrated movies of all time, as the cleanest weapon of choice, sporting an ALGI mech compensator in the 1994 movie Leon. You can see the poster right there.
Yeah, what? It's Tonto downstairs. There's a guy who wants to talk to you.
What's he look like?
Serious.
Tell him I'm coming up.
He's coming up.
Oh wait, then it was Keanu Reeves' weapon of choice in the most pivotal movie at the end of the millennium in 1999. Of course, that was The Matrix. And don't forget, Kate Beckinsale strapped on 2 to her black skin tight catsuit, added barrel weights, a 93R machine gun conversion, and an unlimited magazine capacity for the Underworld series. Holy heck. Let's stop there. The Beretta 92 might just be the GOAT. And that, ladies and gentlemen, this is almost another wrap. Stay with me for a couple of minutes if you wouldn't mind. I have a little surprise for you at the end of the video. If you want to help support my channel so I can continue this passion project and make more videos of famous movies and famous firearms, there's a couple of ways you can do it. Hitting the like and subscribe button tells the algorithm I'm doing a good job, and putting a comment of what you enjoyed, what I got wrong, what I can improve upon. Those things are going to give me very valuable feedback into how I can improve. And all of those things inspire me to keep going. So thanks again for staying to the end. I still maintain, by the way, that Lethal Weapon is the better Christmas movie. So please enjoy this montage and have a good old argument with me in the comments if you disagree. I'll see you in the next one.
Hey guys, go on in. Make yourselves at home.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Good morning, son. Tell me, what day is it? What day?
Goddamn Christmas!
Hi.
Oh, God, hi.
How are you?
I'm gonna be all right.
Oh, I'm good.
You?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Give this to your dad, okay? It's a present for him. Tell him I won't be needing it anymore.
It's a bullet.
Yeah, it's a bullet. Well, he'll understand.
Hey, you want to come in? We're building.
No, I gotta go. You having a nice Christmas, though, okay?
Okay, you too.
Bye.